Hi and welcome back to Steve Bakes, episode 2. So today's bake, I'd like to do something a bit simpler, just a basic standard sourdough. So if you've been following my Instagram, you can see how to make a starter and hopefully you've made one and you can make a bread now. So this is going to be probably the easiest one we do, but it's good fun. So we're going to do a white sourdough. So typically it has a bit of wholemeal flour, or you can use full white flour, but I'm going to use the wholemeal, bit of white flour, use my starter, here's my water, here's my salt. This is all you need to make a sourdough. Flour, water, salt, and a starter, that's it. So let's get into it. So we're going to be baking our sourdough. So for this recipe, you'll need 400 grams of white flour, 100 grams of wholemeal flour, 10 grams of salt, 320 mils of water, and 100 grams of sourdough starter. So let's mix it up and see what happens. So first of all, I like to do is weigh out my flour, chuck on my scales here, zero it out. So in here, I'm gonna go 400 grams of flour, go your 10 grams salt, chuck it in. So this is your dry mix basically. So just mix it up, move it around. So next, we're gonna do our wet mix now. So here's a bigger bowl, this is where all the bread's gonna end up. So put it on here, zero it out. Now take your sourdough starter, you're gonna add 100 grams. And then for that, we're gonna add our 300, I'm gonna add 3/4 of this water for now, because it still might be quite sticky once I mix it up. So 3/4 of water in here and your 100 gram starter. We're just gonna break it up here, so it all just comes in there. So next, grab our flour, dump it in, and just mix it up. Generally, I just put my fingers like this and just mix it up like this, like a stirrer. Then it'll slowly come together. If you find it's still a little bit dry, you can add in the rest of the water now. It's starting to come together, which is quite nice. So typically with this bread here, I'd probably rise it for about 6 hours, then prove it again for another 6 hours. So it's come together as a nice little ball. So what we can do now, you can there's two methods in kneading this. So either one you can knead it for like 10 minutes to try and stretch out and get the glutens, or you can do the 15-minute knead, which is basically knead it 10 times, like fold it over, then wait 15 minutes. Okay, so now that I've let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, we're gonna do a knead. So this is really simple, this is probably the simplest way to knead. So what you're gonna do basically is fold the flour over on itself and then let it sit again. So what you do is wet your hand, grab an edge of flour, just pull it and just put it down like that. At 90 degrees, get some flour, pull it down. And just keep doing that till you go around at least 10 times. Keep your hand wet. Just put it in the middle. A couple more times. You're both fine. Now it's like picking up. So that's it. Just turn it around, leave it like that. Put the cover back on for another 15 minutes. Repeat steps at least 3 more times. I've already done my kneading now 4 times. So as we see here, the dough's got a nice little shape on it, and it's starting to grow some bubbles in here. So now it's really, you just put it into, you could leave it in here to let it rise for the next 6 hours, but I'm going to transfer it into here because I need this bowl for another bake. So basically, just take a bit of cooking spray or oil, spray it in there, and then just take it out of here, and then just sort of weave it into a ball, and then just plop it in. Doesn't matter if it's like that, because it'll grow out. So I've transferred my dough into this container here for its first rise. So ideally, if you can let it rise for 6 hours, then it'll be ready to shape, then prove again. but really depends on your conditions. So ideally you want to let it rise in a warm environment with a cover over top, and 6 hours it should be good. If you want to do it overnight, I'd put it in the fridge and let it do 12 hours, more of a slow fermentation. Now that our sourdough's been rising for the last 5 hours, 6 hours, it's looking pretty good. Let's have a look. Nice, it's got it's nice and spongy, it's definitely come up. Now we shape this and put it into our basket. So we're going to put into this basket here. So today I'm going to use a round Pantone basket. So this isn't made out of wood pulp like the other one. This was bought in Germany, so that's where we got it from. So where you can buy these normally, you could get them from here in Wellington, either More Wilson's, Trade Me, Stephen's Kitchen, I think it's called, or just look on eBay. So look up bread proving basket. So this is a nice round one here, will give us a nice round loaf. Then later on, we're going to bake the bread in this Dutch oven. So to get it shaped and put in here, it's simple. Just pull it out with your dough scraper. Okay, so what you do is you just take it out, put it there like that. So just going to knock it back a bit. Get it back like that. Just get the air out. So then what you do is you pull one side down like that, another corner to the middle, next corner, this corner, there, until you start to get it's like a ball shape, because it's going into a round proving basket. So got it there. So it kind of looks like a bao bun, or not a bao bun, like a pork bun sort of thing, or a big dumpling. So once that, turn it around, then just shape it around like this. So it's nice and closed off there. So next thing is get some flour. So this is brown rice flour. It's really good for helping it not stick so much to the basket, and just sort of flour it a little bit. Grab your scraper and just go, and then just drop it in there like that. So that now, we'll just put that aside and cover it with a bag for the next 5 hours, or how long it's risen up, and then we'll bake it. Welcome back. So we've let our white sourdough sit overnight in the fridge, proving, and this is what it looks like, and we're about ready to bake it. So as you can see, it has proved a little bit, not so much in the fridge. The fridge definitely slows down proving, so it extends the life of it, which is quite good because it does increase the fermentation as well, so you get a more digestible product at the end. So all we're going to do now, in the oven, I've got my cast iron pot heating up. So while the oven's preheating, that's preheating as well, and we're going to bake it in the cast iron pot or a Dutch oven. So first of all, to get ready, what we're going to do is put this on some paper to drop it into the Dutch oven or the cast iron pot. So what I like to do is just get a bit of paper, about that much. Turn over like that. And then so we've turned the bread out into our paper. You can see it's really nice just there. It's got some nice shape there. So we're going to make some incisions into it. And so the reason behind the incisions is to allow the air to escape and for it to expand out, as you see. But it's also your chance to give it your design, the way you want it to look. Generally, I just like to keep it simple. So today I'm just going to do some lines across. So it's best to try and get a blade, if you can, maybe a barber, or maybe even just a really sharp knife. And when you do your incision, just hold it and just cut with force or authority. So this will give it some nice shape. And go there. And then we'll make it a little bit prettier, so we'll just put some little cuts in there. That up there. Cool, so that's ready to go in the Dutch oven, which is now ready. Okay, so now the Dutch oven's preheated, let's get out of the oven and just put our bread in it. Always wear gloves because it is hot, obviously. So here we go, take it out here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our bread and then just drop it in here. Then get the lid, put it on here. The oven open. Put it in. I've put the bread in the oven for 30 minutes. The reason why I'm doing it for 30 minutes is because I'm baking this bread for my parents. I'm going to start again. So I've put the bread in the oven for 30 minutes. Generally with a Dutch oven, you would want to bake it for 30 minutes with the lid on, then 10 minutes with the lid off so it really browns up and becomes that really nice looking sourdough. But I'm just going to bake this one for 30 minutes because this is for my parents and they don't like the hard crust because they're old. So the idea with the Dutch oven is it creates its own steam when you bake it, which is, it's really useful, it's quite cool. Whereas when you put a loaf of bread on an oven tray, you're required to put another tray underneath and put a cup of hot water in it so it creates a steam. Because the first 20 minutes of baking, it's still growing, so you need that steam to help it grow. But let's come back soon and have a look at this one once it's done. Okay, so the bread's done, let's take it out. Turn the oven off. All right, you ready? So let's have a look at it. Wow, that's hot. So the bread, it looks perfect. So what we do, we take out of this, so just roll it out like that, over there. And there you go, there goes our nice white sourdough loaf. So this loaf will go to my parents because they're in isolation as well and they don't get out much. So things to watch out for this loaf. So one thing you gotta check if it's hollow, which it is. You're listening for that sound. Once you hear that sound, it's baked underneath. There you go, a white sourdough.